Goal completed. I did my first solo journey, travelled to Orlando, Florida and Atlanta, Georgia. I met my brother and his family and I had a really good time. I've wanted to meet my brother for a very long time. He came to visit the UK, saw me when I was 3 years old, and then he came back again when I was 7 years old. Not seen him since I was a child back then. I don't even really remember it, and that's why it was so good to get over there, get back in touch, share stories, find out how his life has been, tell him a bit about my life. Yeah, great to finally complete this goal. I'm definitely looking forward to going back there again, spending more time with my brother, my big brother, Good journey. So this was my first time travelling alone. I was very nervous about the airport, thinking that my bags were going to be overweight, or for some reason I wouldn't be able to make the trip. But everything just ran really smoothly. Went straight through the airport. Didn't really know where to go, but I figured it out, and I managed to get fast tracked through security. They just called me into that lane. Didn't have to take off my shoes or take the electronics out of my bags, so just went straight through. As soon as I got on the plane, I wasn't nervous anymore. I knew, okay, nothing else can go wrong now, other than the plane crashing. But I doubt. Well, it didn't happen. So 10-hour flight. I thought I was gonna get bored. I know there's things to watch on the plane, or you can go to sleep. I stayed up the whole time. Didn't really watch any movies, even though there were new movies out that I wanted to watch. I spent most of the time looking out the window, taking photos. 10 hours they kind of flew by. Then I got to Florida. And one thing I knew about this journey is I wasn't going to spend a lot of money on Ubers and stuff for travel. I went with the bus. Basically, I wanted to learn the land, figure out how to travel for cheap in wherever I go. So I found a bus station, figured out which bus to take, got it to the mall, and next thing you know, it's a little 10-minute walk to my hotel. So I figured everything out pretty easily. It would have been easier if I had a SIM card. I should have bought a SIM card at the airport and put it in the phone. I did bring an extra iPhone with me, but didn't end up using that. Next time I travel, I will get a phone that has an eSIM, an electronic SIM card, so I can just easily add data when I'm abroad, and that will help a lot. I was just using local travel, and found out about transfers for the bus. And just got around. Everything was pretty easy, much easier than I thought. I was nervous for no reason. I was overthinking a lot of stuff. The only thing about travel that I didn't like is the people don't know that you're a foreigner, and when you get on the bus they just expect you to know what to do. So I got on the bus and I'm trying to hand the bus driver $2. Why are you trying to hand me money? Put it in the slot, and I'm looking around, it's 3 different slots. One to slide your card, one to put the card in, one for cash. I didn't know which was which, and it's they don't have that patience. But I guess, I don't look like a foreigner to them or something, I don't know. But other than that, everything ran smooth. Family. So I met my brother, I met his wife and 2 kids. They are amazing. They're a huge inspiration to me. We've been married for 15 years. I see the 15-year anniversary statue or ornament. Well, to me, it's rare to see a family unit that works so well. My brother is a lot like me. I had a really good time talking to him about family, just our journey in life. We got quite a few things in common. We're talking about crypto, different technology, and just life in general. And my brother's wife, really nice lady. Glad I finally met her. I used to talk to her all the time on Facebook. So it was nice meeting her in person. She's into hip hop, basketball, and she's a cool person. Um, yeah, I don't really think that we hung out that much. I was very interested in seeing how she drives, and she is a very good driver. She might say she's not. It's just taking some corners where she kind of cuts the corner a bit close. But other than that, yeah, my brother and sister are both great drivers. And I'm glad I met them all. So, yeah, with my nieces, one of them stayed in the room most of the time, didn't really come down to talk to me or anything. And I don't mind that at all because that is exactly how I would act. Like if my dad's brothers came over, I'd like stay in my room. Anytime like my dad had guests in the house, I'd stay in my room, I'd stay away. I've not really got anything to say to them. Um, it just depends. We've got different personalities with different people. Um, yeah. I wish I did get to know my niece a bit more, but I let things happen naturally. So my other niece, she was very well spoken for her age. She's like 8, but she speaks the way I wish I could speak. So she just sounds very professional, and she just knows a lot of words. And if she doesn't know a word and she hears it, she'll ask you what does that mean. The things that she watched on YouTube, the people talk extremely fast without taking any breaks in between what they're saying. And she was watching like stories, and I was just like, this is this is a lot to take in, and it just shows me how like the new generation of children are just totally different to what they're being brought up and raised totally different to how I was. Because when I was a child, I didn't have any phone. With TV, you just had to watch what was on. You know, you only had 5 channels. You know, we couldn't really pick and choose, and if we missed something, you missed it. There was no pausing it, rewinding it, all that stuff. So it was nice to see the difference. I had a lot of fun hanging out with my younger niece, um, and she cried when I was leaving. She'll probably hate that I said that, but yeah, she cried when I was leaving. I kept hearing that the food's bigger over there, and you get much bigger proportions, but it all seemed the same to me. And one thing I noticed is that my family over there don't eat as much as I do. I'm I'm overeating. I'm eating way too much, and they stop eating once they're full, and they'll just put the rest of the food in the fridge for later, or end up throwing it away a few days later. Me, I eat everything. And my brother's a chef. My brother can cook. It's one thing I like. I can cook as well, so that's another thing we have in common. But my brother will cook the food, feed the children. I'll eat, and then I see him put the rest in the fridge, and I'm just like, I'm definitely gonna have that later. And I'm just like, I try not to be greedy, because I'm thinking that the kids gonna eat later, but the kids don't seem to be interested in the food that's in the fridge, and I'm just like, damn, nobody care about the leftovers but me. He made banana bread. He made dumplings. He made the garlic, cheese, spinach thing. What else did he make? Chicken. He made a big pot of spaghetti bolognese. Yeah, I was I was eating everything. That's one thing I knew I was gonna do when I went over there. I knew I was gonna eat all the food. I wanted to try all the different food places. So, um, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, I went to on my own. Burger King, um, Freddy's, I think it's called. Sonic's, Panda Express, there must have been a few more other places. But almost every day or every other day, I was ordering food and trying all these different places. And the food was good. Well, the food is quite pretty much similar to what we have in the UK, except they have their biscuits, which are like dumplings or scones. That's one thing that was a bit different, and obviously their pancakes as well. I tried the Waffle House as well. Their pancakes, they do the fat pancakes, not the flat ones. So I put like lemon and honey on it, and the lemon just soaked in. Didn't really taste as good as how I expected it to taste. Because obviously the flat pancakes, you just put the lemon on top and the honey, and it tastes delicious. But yeah, that hotel in Florida was right next to a McDonald's. I went in there, I tried the apple pies. I really like the apple pies. They're much better than the ones we have over here. I tried to go back and get another one. They told me it's going to take half an hour to cook. You know, they make them in the oven. So I went with the guava pie, I think it's called. That was nice as well. They don't do guava pies in the UK, so I thought that was nice. The other thing they don't do is the KFCs don't do the biscuits or the mashed potatoes in the UK. And when I told my brother, well, they all thought it was crazy. Like, oh, you can't not do a biscuit. I'm like, nope, we don't do it. So yeah, all in all, I had a really great time in America. I was only there for 2 weeks, but to me it felt like 2 months. We did go out and do some activities. Obviously my brother and his wife, they're both working people, so they didn't have like the freedom to take me to all these different places, which I wouldn't really care for anyway. But I did go axe throwing. And I went and played Top Golf. So I also went to Florida, Orlando, Florida, and spent one night in a hotel. That was a great experience. You know, it's just me contemplating to myself about life and how I've got here. I'm sat by a pool in a hotel, just relaxing. It reminded me of my friend Jason, who's always posting pictures of himself on the beach, showing his feet. So I did the same thing, took a picture of my feet and posted it online. I know he was happy to see that. And it just shows like a progression that I did this myself, traveling alone, booked everything by myself. I'm kind of like a different person from who I used to be, but that's life. Life is all about change. Everybody changes. You can't stop it. You know. Some people might say that they don't change, but yeah, you do. Every day you get a little older. You learn something new. You change the way you do certain things. A lot of things stay the same, but it all continues to change. And this is a change for the positive. I'm very glad to get this goal completed, as it's a progression in my life. It's a milestone that I wanted to reach that I never really thought I would reach. Never really had the money to go traveling, and now it's something that's passed, so I will have to think of like other goals in the future. I'm still just going to complete the ones that I've got now, but I can think about going to like Japan and China, other places that I've really wanted to go but never thought I'd make it to. They can be like my next achievements. But I definitely want to go to the USA again and spend more time with my family over there.